When you hear the band play, you know it's time for me to say, it's BW and the goal.
Let's get this going.
Man, you know how long I worked on that? Anyway.
It sounded good last time.
I liked it. Anyway, well, greetings, everybody, one and all. It is time, football, faith, family, but not necessarily in that order. It's Saturday. Well, actually, for us, we are recording tonight. It's Friday night. We are 24 hours from what could be the first game of the century this year. So, Georgia Bulldogs, number 2 ranked, coming into our house, number 4 Alabama. We are so ready for this game. Going to be fantastic, and unlike every other podcast you have heard for the last 6 days, we are not going to focus on this game. We're just going to simply admit that Alabama is the superior team and will most likely win and move on.
The best losers trophy.
I think they're 1.5 point, 2.5 point underdogs, something like that.
You know what? Don't bother me with the facts on this one. Facts are not necessarily that important.
All right.
Anyway, once again, greetings, everybody. Hope you are safe, and that brings us to our top idea this week. It's an SEC football related. Well, might be SEC football related, but first and foremost, to all the folks that have been having to deal with the hurricane and the effects. My goodness, they were saying on the news the other night a 20-foot wall of water, and my God, just anyway, our prayers go out to all you guys, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, I think Tennessee, everywhere. North Carolina.
I just want my internet back.
Yeah.
I just want my internet back.
Yeah. A little bit of North Carolina caught some, I guess they said on the news.
Anyway, so hope you guys are doing well. Thoughts and prayers with you guys. Be safe. Stay safe. And with that goal, let's see what Miss Laura has to say this week about the specials here at the Recovery Sports Grill.
So we do have some really great specials for football season this year. We do have $4 pints of Miller Lite Coors Light, $5 pints of Blue Moon, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Monday is a great day to come in to Recovery Sports Grill Chesapeake. We have $1 chicken wings all day, open to close, with or without football. Please pop by and visit us for that. You will not get a better deal anywhere else in town. Tuesdays, 2 tacos for $6. Wednesdays, we have a brand new chicken tender flight. You can get any 4 sauces that you like. Ours are homemade, everyday, fresh ingredients. Thursdays, we have our burger special, which is my favorite day of the week. $5 home run burger, $7 specialty burgers. And we would love to see you guys out here on any day of the week, specials or not, football or not.
So one of the most interesting parts about the SEC this year, or not interesting, but so much as just one of the facts about the SEC this week or this year, is that a lot of teams are having the bye week. Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida.
Terrible team, Florida. They suck.
Florida won't lose this week, just so you know. Good news for Florida fans.
You heard it here.
In fact, you know what? I'll promise you, Florida will not lose this week.
Yeah, you should put it out there.
Yeah, so Vanderbilt also does not play, so they will not ruin my week once again. By the way, let me say this. We play Vanderbilt next week. I hope that I got ready to say Saban. It's not Saban anymore. Our new coach, who probably has a name, I hope we beat them 137-0. I really do. I
want those bougie bitches to beat you.
I tell you what, we're talking about bets. Yeah. If Vanderbilt beats us next week, I will wear a Vanderbilt shirt the entire rest of this season.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Without fail.
That's a pretty low risk.
I will buy it for you.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah, it's pretty safe.
So, anyway, but those teams are on a bye this week, so we're that's gonna buy us a little bit of time here at the end this week. Have some neat stuff coming we want to tell you about. But before we do that, let's go to the recap for week number 4, and that's going to be. By the way, want to give some props here. Gold last week went 9-2, matching BW, that'd be me, efforts, and so we were both 9-2 in predicting last week, so not a bad week. And hey, let's give some props to producer Amy. In week 3, she went 9-3, by the way.
Foolproof plan to pick the winner every time.
Yeah,
Foolproof.
best uniform, I think, is usually the
Best color or mascot.
or mascot. That's
Yeah,
right.
so-
Yeah. I think she also renamed Kentucky the Bourbons
A few
last
times,
week.
something
I,
weird
mean,
like
I
that.
feel like
You know,
that is better than what they are. So.
I think that could stick. I really do. I think we may have started something that may snowball. Just a thought.
We did say they have too many cats. We
There
did
are
talk about
too
that.
many Wildcats
Yeah, so
in the SEC. That's a fact.
It's
So,
like a single woman in her 50s out there in the SEC.
there it is. Texas last week beat LA Monroe 51-3. LSU beat UCLA 34-17. That was one of yours.
Told you,
They got
UCLA, not good this year.
Not good. How about Vanderbilt hanging in there with Missouri? Missouri beat them,
yeah,
but Vanderbilt hung in there, lost 30-27. Good job. I gotta say, good job, Vandy.
that was an OT game, right?
It
Wasn't
was.
Yeah.
It was an OT game, yeah. So I don't know what happened there, but anyway, A&M beats Bowling Green 26-20. That was one of the ones that got you.
Yeah, I tried.
Probably one of the most impressive wins last week. Tennessee goes into Oklahoma, wins 25-15.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if Oklahoma's as good as they are made out to be, or if Tennessee's just that good.
I think maybe both
Yeah.
might be true there. Ole Miss 52, Georgia Southern 13. Ole Miss has been just pounding people so far. So, Arkansas went into Auburn. I thought Auburn would be able to defend their home turf. I was wrong.
Auburn's that's not good. Just that coach has got them all the wrong way.
They're
Well, at least-
rednecks too, so
Well, at least it's their fault. So,
Yeah, that's true.
anyway.
I mean Arkansas is rednecks.
They
that's
won.
why. Yeah,
But
that's
that's
what
why?
I'm saying. Like,
Oh.
because the big
It's the
red-
farm.
Yeah,
It was
yeah. It goes back to farm boys.
There we go. Arkansas 24, Auburn 14. South Carolina 50, Akron 7. Mississippi State had went into actually I think Florida went into Mississippi State this time, and the Cowbells got them. Florida 45, Mississippi State 28.
Florida's just waiting for that coach to get fired here. Just waiting.
Kentucky beat Ohio 41-6. And that'll do it for our recap of last week's games there. That'll cover us there for week 4 is in the books. We are now heading to week 5, and without a doubt, the headline for this week, as you guys know, Georgia going into Alabama. So I'm just going to ask simply, what do either one of you guys think, one and or both of you, Georgia at Alabama Saturday night in Tuscaloosa? What do you think?
Which Georgia? In there more
Did you
than
say
one.
which Georgia?
Yeah,
Like in there, University of Georgia and Georgia State.
There's
And
a Georgia
Georgia
State,
Southern
there's a
and
Georgia
Georgia
Tech.
Tech.
There's a
Right.
yeah.
So I
It's
feel like that's a
regular
valid question.
Georgia, the Georgia,
So that's UGA, right?
the big one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So rough.
Yeah, the dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So rough.
All right.
Y'all are going down.
You do what?
Y'all are going down.
You think the dogs win? Okay, what do you think? I know you're not. rooting for
Yeah,
Alabama.
so I think Alabama has been playing, on average, one good quarter of football this year, every game.
Oh.
If you look at it, they've let teams hang in that shouldn't hang in, and then they run away in the fourth quarter. I don't think they recover in the fourth quarter from Georgia, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's a blowout, but
You think Georgia's
close and go dogs.
All right.
That's just
Well,
Don't count
obviously,
them
guys,
Bulldogs
I'm not.
out.
Obviously, I'm not going to pick Georgia on our home turf. However, I will say this: I expect it to be a very good football game. I think both teams will be very disciplined. I think it'll come down to whether or not Milroe, our quarterback, can do something against that vaunted Georgia defense. One thing I think that will help Alabama is that they made us an underdog at home, which hasn't happened since Nick Saban's first year at Alabama, which of course was 2007. I think the Alabama players are going to take that personal. I think, and the recent history, as the Alabama fans all will tell you, we pretty well owned Georgia recently. So hopefully that streak continues. Should be a spectacular football game. Two very good teams, and we will see what happens.
I don't know. I think Kirby Smart's going to outcoach, not Nick Saban.
I was going to say the guy happiest to see Nick Saban leave is probably Kirby Smart. So anyway, let's move on. As you know, on this show, we do a Coach of the Week. This week, we're going to talk about Mark Stoops. He is the head football coach for University of Kentucky. He has a 75-67 record. Now, that may not sound, like, oh gosh, he's just a little over 500, and that may be true. But let me tell you something. He makes $9 million, and there's a reason that school is giving him $9 million. By the way, he's married, 2 kids, all that good stuff. He is also, for football fans will know this, he's the brother of Bob Stoops, who used to coach at Oklahoma, and his other brother, Mike Stoops, used to coach at Arizona. So it's a football family. The Stoops family, I think they are probably second only college football-wise to maybe the Manning family.
Wow.
As far as just being really well known. Mark was born July 9th, 1967, became the head coach at Kentucky in November of 2012. And in his first season, they went 2-10. So it was much like most of the really good coaches when they go to a new school, that first season is rough. But here's what happened then. He kind of built the program. They had a couple 5 and 7 years, and then in 2017 they beat Tennessee. And yes, Tennessee peeps, I'm aiming that one at you. In 2017 they beat them. They finished 7-5. Doesn't sound like all that much, but for Kentucky they were thrilled. 2018 they beat Florida for the first time in 31 years. They go 9-3. He ends up winning Coach of the Year in 2018. And what's happening here? This is how in the old days you used to build a football program. It was slow and steady build. 2021 they went 10-3. Now again,
2018, he had kind of an unfair advantage. He had arguably the best current NFL player, at least this year, with Josh Allen.
Yeah, he really did. That's a fair statement. They went 9-3. Also beat Penn State in the Citrus Bowl that year, and he won Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, fair. But 2021, 10-3. 2022, his 10th season, they finished 7-5. And here's something I learned this week, and I feel a little embarrassed. I probably should have known this, but I will admit that I did not. In his 10th season, he became the winningest all-time Kentucky coach. And producer Amy, something I did not know, he beat Bear Bryant.
Oh, wow.
Until Nick Saban got there, was Alabama was the winningest coach.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say I have no idea who that is.
Bear. We're going to pretend she didn't say that.
I mean,
Bear Bryant is also, until Stoops, he was Kentucky's winningest coach. So how about that? He would have been for a while there, he was 2 different SEC schools' winningest coach.
All right.
Kind of a neat thing. Anyway, nonetheless, that is Mark Stoops, head coach Kentucky. I think they are pretty pleased with the job he's doing. Kentucky is just one of those places that anytime you go there to play, you're going to be in for a battle, and the teams that go there absolutely know it.
Yeah, that's Georgia.
Yeah, that's right.
The struggle was real.
I mean, they literally should have won that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I went back and watched that game. Boy, Georgia escaped that one. My goodness.
Yep.
But anyway, that's our coach of the week, Stoops from Kentucky. Teams to watch, and once again, I'm going to split this, and we're going to have a game with this competition this week. All right, there are 2 games this week. The winner, I'm going to say, is not much in doubt. All right, Mississippi State is going to play at Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, by definition, that is a rout.
It really is. Yeah.
All right. Kentucky is going to go play Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. And while, we just talked about Stoops in Kentucky, they do not have enough guns to ride with Ole Miss. So my question is Texas going to beat Mississippi State by more points, or is Ole Miss going to beat Kentucky by more points?
Ole Miss.
What I want you to do is to tell me which one is going to win by more points, and then take a guess at how many points they will win by. So we're going to go Amy and Gold. So we're going to let you both guess.
I'm going to go Ole Miss by 2 touchdowns. So
Okay,
14.
you're going Ole Miss, and by how many?
14.
14. All right. If I were Kentucky and they got out of there losing by 14, I think that's a great job if they can pull that off. Gold, what do you think?
It's hard. Normally I just ride the Texas bandwagon. However, Sark hasn't picked his starting quarterback yet. So, and I feel like Manning would run the score up, but Quinn's got a better overall shot at winning. I don't know. I'm going to... I'll just pick Texas since you picked Ole Miss.
All right.
Yeah. And then
how many?
let's go 24 points.
Really?
Let's
Is
say
that like
a big
reasonable
rout.
and that's
Big
a
rout.
reasonable like scoring guess?
I'll be honest.
and
I don't know.
it's not Washington, so
I don't know that either one of those teams could easily win by 30 points or better.
Yeah, I'm giving it 24, and I'd if
Yeah.
I was betting, I'd do the
Yeah.
the above.
I'm gonna go. That's tough.
It really is.
So do we get credit for getting closest without going over?
Say it again.
Do we get credit for getting closest without going over?
I don't know if it's Price is Right.
Yeah,
We can do Price is Right.
We can do
Yeah.
the showcase. You
Yeah.
get to be in the showcase showdown if that
Then
happens.
I'm gonna
So,
change mine to $1. Yeah.
I'm going to go along with gold. I'm going to say Texas, and I'm going to say that they win by 20. I don't know. We'll say. All right. So that's our predictions going into the team to watch this week. We're going to watch both those games and just see how bad it turns out for the teams.
Texas, the spread is 38.5 for Texas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, it would surprise me if either one of those games are 30 points or better. So, all right. So let's talk about Trey Williams a little bit. Wait a minute. Hang on. I have notes on this one. I know that surprises you guys.
I think the only thing that surprises me is you're looking at your phone for notes and not a piece of paper. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's only because I found a great article on the Ole Miss website. All right, we're going to talk this week about number 9, Trey Harris. I think I called him Williams.
You did say
it's
Williams,
Trey Harris, sorry. Senior moment. Speaking of senior, he is a senior. He's a wide receiver from the great state of Louisiana. So he's one of those, what'd you call him last week?
Crocodile hunters?
Yeah,
I don't
crocodile
know.
hunter,
I don't know
Bayou
what I
boys.
called it.
One of the Bayou fellas.
Oh yeah, Bayou. There you
Probably
go. Yeah.
likes that, what's the soup they eat down there? Come on.
Gumbo?
Gumbo.
Don't
There it
I
is.
know me some food. I may not know some college football, but I know some food.
I'm betting he's a gumbo liker.
I feel like y'all are leaning into stereotypes there. Maybe he
It's
just.
probably jambalaya, actually.
Could be jambalaya, that's true.
I don't know.
Oh, no, that's not a stereotype. I don't think they let you live in Louisiana if you don't like gumbo. I mean, that's like a rule.
You get
It's
your
like-
card taken away.
It's like if you live in Texas, you have to like football. I mean,
And
there-
chili.
And chili, that's right. And see, there are things.
All the TV
Seafood, I know
shows. All the TV shows I've seen, they just eat alligators
That's on the side of the gumbo.
and then the snakes.
It's
Oh,
not
my
that
goodness.
fire
Anyway,
or anything, but come
this
on.
young man is an outstanding receiver, done great all year long. I can't find all my notes on that, so we're going to keep moving along. Hang on 1 second. And you know what, Gold? I think we may have to stop here and insert the good folks at Norfolk County Feed and Seed. We'll let them go in right here. And we'll take just a moment's break, and then we'll be right back.
Need fresh feed and seed for your garden in Hampton Roads? Norfolk County Feed and Seed has got you covered. From poultry feed to gardening supplies, they have everything you need to keep your garden thriving. Visit them today and see why they are local garden supply experts.
And welcome back. So, we have been in the middle of mascot wars once we actually figured out who all the mascots were. Sorry, Kentucky, your new mascot is Bourbon, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a random Georgia fan since producer Amy, was doing the mom thing last week. We weren't able to have producer Amy here, so we had a random Georgia fan, and he may or may not have been sober. I think that's a fair question. But anyway,
Sounds like a random Georgia fan to me.
if I were a Georgia fan, I know I wouldn't want to be sober. But anyway,
Shots fired.
so he picked the first round winner. So
Ew.
we're gonna
That gave me the ick.
let Amy go with the second round here. So first came up Bama, who is Big Al the Elephant, against the Missouri Tigers. Who do you think wins that battle?
I'm pretty sure tigers kill elephants in real life. So
Oh, she picked Mizzou over my Bama. Oh,
I mean, where they
heartbreak.
both exist, it's not.
Heartbreak.
It's not like untrue.
Tennessee Old Smoky versus Ugga and the Bulldog, which so it's
Ugga.
dog versus
It's
dog.
Ugga.
Ugga, she picked Ugga. All right.
Ugga all day.
Now this one's split. You picked Auburn. He picked Florida.
Florida's terrible this year.
Oh, that's right. So a gator or a tiger, depending on which one you want to pick. Versus,
I think a tiger is going to get eaten by a
well, no,
gator.
they're on the same line actually,
Oh, okay.
and they're going up against Oklahoma Sooners
What is a Sooner?
In this case, it's a pulled wagon with
Oh,
several horses.
right.
Boomer
So-
Sooner.
I think animal is gonna get that. So a gator or a tiger is gonna tear up.
Wagon's got some horses. Run them down.
You really think? No, I'm pretty sure
don't
I've
know.
seen alligators get horses.
I guess I missed that Discovery
Pretty
Channel
sure-
show, but
zebras,
all right.
zebras are kind of horse-like.
Zebras are
Alright,
kind of
okay.
horse-like.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll give her that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Hey,
it must
I
be
saw
like
on Heartland one time. There's a Zorka. It's a zebra and a
Oh
horse
yeah.
mixed.
So actually,
There you go.
I'm
So-
gonna nerd out for a
How did we
moment.
get from SEC football to Zorkas? I'm not sure how we
cool
got here.
story.
Yeah.
A Zorka is like, it's called something different when the female is the zebra and the male is the horse versus when the male is a horse and a zebra is a female.
There you go.
I don't remember which is which or what the other name is, but I did learn that.
See, there you go. See, things that people learn.
It has it's similar to like a so asses are actual things and it's based on donkeys and horses, and it depends. Like there's two different things that can happen. You either get a donkey or you get an ass, and that's from one of them being a female and the other one being male, and then it's something else when it's backwards. I'm sorry I nerded out for a second.
I think you get an ass in California at the surgeon.
All right.
Anyway, okay.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
first of
try
all,
to-
everybody goes to Brazil for that.
All right. So the things you now know, thanks to this show, involve horses and other animals, and
Zebra
also
ass.
that yes,
That's what we said, right?
time that.
That's your sound clip.
All right. Very well.
Okay, so and the other thing you can learn on this show is that Ole Miss's coach Lane Kiffin will end up coaching Florida. So there you go. You heard it here first.
That's right. It's gonna happen, hopefully.
All right, so Texas versus LSU mascot-wise would be the Longhorns versus a Bengal Tiger.
More tigers.
I don't know.
That big
Like,
cow's body in that tiger.
I think so. I think I have to go with the Longhorn as well
Oh,
because
all
I
right.
don't. I think that Longhorn is going to gourd that
All right,
that tiger.
so you heard it here. We are down to the Final Four in the mascot wars, and it's going to be the Mizzou Tigers against UGA and the Florida Gators against the Longhorns. So could be interesting. Y'all figure out your vote. Feel free in the notes this week to add it if you want to.
I think the word you're looking for is comments.
Comments, in
Yeah.
the comment section there, you can put down who you think's going to win. All right, let's go to Game 5 predictions here. Here we go. Gold and Amy, either one of y'all jump in. I'm just going to throw it out there, and y'all tell me what you think. All right, Kentucky and Ole Miss. I think we
Ole
did
Miss.
that. You said Ole Miss. All right, so let me put Amy here.
By
Gold
14.
here. Ole Miss. Gold, you going Ole Miss, right?
Yep.
All right. Arkansas versus at Texas A&M.
Arkansas.
Texas.
Okay. She's going A&M. I'm gonna go Arkansas again. They're riding that momentum.
Right. Oklahoma at Auburn. I think they both lose this game.
I think Oklahoma is okay.
Hey, Boomer Sooners, the way Auburn has been Auburning.
Oklahoma's
So I
okay.
could blame you that one. Mississippi State at Texas.
Texas.
We talked about that.
Going Texas on that one. All right, I think you guys picked UGA against Bama stunningly.
Yep.
All right, South Alabama at LSU.
Unless it's the Water Boy. South. No, that's South. No, that's Lafayette or whatever.
Yeah,
All
they're
right.
in
Never mind.
Louisiana, baby.
LSU.
You're going LSU?
Yeah, LSU.
Yeah?
They're playing like a high school team.
Oh.
It's at
So
LSU
it's
as
Churchland
well.
versus LSU is what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
It's at
kinda.
LSU.
All right, I guess by default, LSU.
Yeah, I would do that. All right, Missouri, everybody
Win.
else is off.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody else wins.
let's see. Louisville.
Everybody gets participation
Side note,
trophies.
just throw this out there for okay, for our favorite bartender, Laura, Clemson, Stanford. I think Clemson probably wins that.
Probably pretty
and I got to
easy.
tell you this: we saw this coming. Clemson come out of the gate, played Georgia. Georgia absolutely spanked them.
Yeah.
But I looked at
bad.
the rest of Clemson's schedule, assuming that they play well. they could easily run the table, and Clemson may end up being a playoff team.
There are a lot of playoff spots
Anyway,
now.
that would make
Yeah.
our new favorite bartender
First round, Clemson versus Vandy.
Yeah. Hey. What are you doing? What? All right. So, number 15, Louisville at number 16, Notre Dame. Once again, I'm kind of hoping they both lose.
I think Louisville will probably beat Notre Dame. They've been playing really well.
Louisville.
Could happen.
The
All
Lou.
right. So, we're going to need some help. Let me tell you what's going on.
I don't have that kind of a degree. For the confused one to the left of me, I meant psychiatry.
Yeah, other types of help. Let me specify here. All right, so the great folks here at Recovery have said if we can hit a goal in the next week or so, we have till next Saturday to get our podcast up to 100 subscribers. So that's going to be our week's goal, 100 subscribers. Have a couple hundred in views, obviously, in order to get there. But 100 subscribers is the goal. And if we can hit that, they are willing to help us do what we're calling the BW and Gold Podcast with a Purpose. And what we mean by that is and we've got a heavily military area here, so I feel like either between law enforcement and or military, we should be able to find a charity-type event that we want to sponsor. So, but they're going to let us do that. So my request is, I'm going to let Gold say it because I won't say it right, but he's going to tell you what we need you to do to help us in the next 7 days or so. What do folks need to do to help us?
It's really hard. You ready?
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
See, I could do that.
That's all you have to say.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I've done that yet. Maybe I should do it too. That would, now we only need 99.
If any of you comment, I will force BW to make the reply. He's gonna have to get on the computer.
Once he shows me where the comments are, I promise I will reply.
Respond. Yeah.
So. All right, so that's going to be the podcast with a purpose, hopefully, and we will find out about that here in a week. It's real simple: 100 subscriptions by next Saturday at broadcast time, and we're good as gold. So, however, also coming in the future. Football sadly doesn't last all year long, although, I would certainly be open to Congress changing that and making it a mandatory thing all year long. I'd be completely all right with that.
Ew.
She said, ooh. Hey, I think there was you heard this just entire moan from half the country that doesn't like football. No. All right, so 2025, right around the corner. We have been talking about one of the things we want to do is to launch 2025 with Launch with Laughter. And what we're going to do, the good folks here at Recovery, have said if we can prove once again that more than, 2 of y'all are listening or watching, that they would be willing to open their facility here, and we will be doing an improv comedy podcast. Going to be a world of fun. We'll be showing you the rehearsals or outtakes from the rehearsal, I guess might be a better way to say it. And that'll be teamed with, we're going to tackle some pretty tough issues. Life is not always the fun and games of the SEC. Sometimes life gets difficult. Sometimes life gets hard. And we want to have folks have a way to, the laughter will make it easy to talk about, or easier to talk about. And we're going to tackle some tough issues, grief, loss, just some real things that are going on in the world. And we'd like your help to help us do that. So let me talk or ask you guys, charity-wise, anything come right to mind, possibilities we could look at?
One of my favorite local ones is the Fisher House.
Fisher House.
They do a great job.
I'm not familiar with that. Tell me about that.
So, at least around here at Portsmouth Naval, they maintain a building, and if you're, military member or family member,
for our sailors and Marines that are there,
happen to acquire something terrible like cancer, and while they were staying there, you could live in the Fisher House, and they can provide you,
that's kind of similar
services.
to a Ronald McDonald House
yes,
kind of thing?
actually,
similar
it's
idea,
just the
but
military version.
The military. Oh, I like that. It's called. Say it again.
The Fisher House.
Fisher House.
And they give a a large amount of the donations, 90-something% to the Fisher House. There's not a lot of
That's
administrative.
fantastic. I really like that
Yeah,
idea.
not a lot of administrative overhead, and
Okay.
they're usually pretty
Well, I
responsive.
think that's certainly in the running. Let's keep that in
You
mind.
know, Wounded Warriors is always good.
Wounded Warriors
You know,
is good.
Jason was
Yeah.
a Wounded Warrior.
Yeah, that's right.
So they have a special place in my heart for sure.
Sure.
They did give me a much-needed T-shirt and shorts, so I
You
wasn't
had, like, 3
ass
T-shirts.
naked.
I got the
Yeah.
blanket, but that's because I gave them money. They gave me a really
When-
cool blanket.
When I arrived
There's
at
always
the hospital naked,
there's also
you know.
Till Valhalla. It's not a
Say that one more time.
Till Valhalla. I don't know if they so they
mean,
do a
I've
lot of
heard of
shirts
it.
and everything, and the whole purpose is that it goes towards similarly Wounded Warriors, and
Okay.
they do a lot with PTSD.
Oh, okay.
Which actually, you know, a lot of people when they think of PTSD, they immediately think
yeah. I think-
military, but there's also you can have it as a police officer, as
Sure.
a medic, as a dispatcher,
Since you-
just being alive.
Since you mentioned the law enforcement side of this, maybe we look into one of those and combine do Fisher House and maybe
Yeah.
maybe something for the law enforcement as well.
You
Either
know, and
fire
there's-
or rescue or police, one of those.
There's
That'd be
always
good.
somebody that's getting hurt or sick on duty, and they're
Yeah.
always doing it, especially in this area,
All right.
doing some sort of fundraiser event, whether it's at one of the local bars or restaurants or even one of the chains.
That sounds like
they'll do something to help them. I can think of one in particular. A few years back, there was a Portsmouth police officer that was shot by a young boy with her own weapon. And they did several fundraisers for her
Oh, there you go.
to
Nice.
help her with her medical bills and
There we
everything.
go.
And
I like
that's a big thing that happens in this area. I'm sure other jurisdictions do it as well. But
Sure. Well, all right. Well, there you go. There you have it. We are looking to be more than just your favorite podcast. We're also looking to do some good for the world as well. Once again, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. We really need your help this week. So if you would post, we can put the little symbol thing up there that tells them,
Yeah.
what's that called?
Yeah, we'll add a button to the video
Yeah.
and a little QR code and stuff.
Yeah, QR code. That's
you
what I was
go.
trying to think of. Yeah, so we're going to do a QR code. We'll post that. We're going to have a banner made with recovery. It'll be here hopefully within the week. So you can come in here and just take your phone. You'll be able to scan that and do it that way. They'll also have some discounts on it as well, from what I'm being told. So once again, we appreciate your help. Thanks so much. Thank you to Andy Talent for providing the music. Thank you for producer Amy for being kind enough to put up with Golden Eye. And thank all of you for listening and watching. We certainly appreciate you guys. And I guess lastly, roll tide.
Throw some comments in for ideas for charities if you wish. Like and subscribe. We're going to need that trauma counseling next week after Alabama loses. Go Dogs.
yeah,
Oh.
can you
Next time.
Can you give yourself therapy? I don't think is that ethically okay?
Can we do what?
Give yourself therapy?